This video will provide a brief introduction to the game and its core feature set. I'll review each of the menus, show how to configure controls, and fly a ship to show the basic concepts of piloting and handling its systems. From the main menu, you can access the various modes and options on the left side. The first is training, and you can go through all stages with the introduction and launching button at the top, or start at a different stage with any of the buttons below. The second option is the Shipyard, which lets you select a ship frame and configure it. The list on the left side displays the available frames, along with specifications for each one. Each frame has a different capacity for hardpoints and weapon mounts, as well as ratings for agility, energy, and hull strength. To pick a frame, just left-click on one. The left list also offers options for variants and armor. Variants offer modified versions of each frame categorized by different roles with reductions and increases in engine thruster performance, weapon and shield energy, and hull strength. Left-click on the one you want to apply. The armor list lets you select the type of hull protection to apply. Each type comes with specific benefits or drawbacks, and you can select the one you prefer by simply left-clicking on it like the other options. The middle section of the menu displays the specifications and loadout of the ship you are currently working on. The ship is divided into 3 sections for loadout: left fuselage, right fuselage, and nose. Each section will have specific mount types and hardpoint capacities. All installed items will display a heading button followed by the number of hardpoints consumed below. Weapons must be installed with their compatible mount type on a section, while equipment can be installed with any available hardpoints. Ships will come with default loadouts, but you can easily reconfigure them as you prefer. Hold the mouse pointer over an installed item's heading button to view a description in a window that opens in the middle. You can uninstall a weapon or equipment item by left-clicking on its heading button, like this. With free hardpoints, you can then drag and drop any weapon or equipment item you want to install from the list on the right side. It's best to maximize a configuration to utilize all available hardpoints for weapons and equipment. If you set up a configuration with spare hardpoints, you can fill in any remaining ones with heat sinks, which help keep your ship's heat signature lower, as well as more quickly cool down any cannon weapons you have installed. Once you have configured a ship the way you want, you can save the design with the Save or Save As buttons here at the bottom. If it is a new save, simply type in the name you want to give it, and left-click on the index you want to save it to. Additionally, if you want to pre-configure weapon groups, click on the button here. With this menu, you can select group assignments for every weapon you have installed, whether individually or collectively. Then whatever key or button you have mapped to each group will fire those assigned weapons. The next menu is Free Flight. Simply select the ship you want to fly with the top option here, whether a pre-configured frame or a custom design. Then select the environment parameters here. Then you can select the number of drones you want to have in the area for target practice. You can also select the type, movement, distance, and spacing with the options below. At first, you may want some stationary drones to try out weapon configurations and practice using the aiming reticle. Eventually, moving drones can be a useful way to develop tactics for managing weapon energy, heat, range, and attack or evasion tactics. Click on Launch to start at the front of the carrier. I'll hit one of the drones with a few shots. Next is the Continue Campaign button. This lets you play through the single-player campaign with progress automatically saved after completing each mission. Each mission will start with a briefing, and you can step through each stage with the left and right arrow buttons here. Click on the button here to mute the briefing so only the text is displayed. And you can optionally change your weapon and equipment loadout with the button here at the top. If a mission requires a specific ship frame to be used, you'll only be able to change the variant, armor, weapon, and equipment configuration. Click on the X button to return to the briefing. As you complete campaign missions, you can optionally go back to play previous missions with the left and right arrow buttons at the top here. Click on Launch to begin the mission. The next main menu option is Custom Campaign. This mode works much like the regular campaign mode, but will load custom mission files for player-created campaigns. The Dynamic Warfare option generates mission battles based on initial condition selections and performance results during the course of combat. The goals are to retake control of sectors and destroy as much of the enemy fleet as possible. To get started, select the settings you want for each displayed option. Then select the initial battle sector you want the conflict to begin in. You can optionally adjust the balance of power, number of sectors in conflict between star systems, the simulated enemy conquest rate, reinforcement support, individual ship types for each fleet, and more to set up scenarios you prefer. You can align both fleets one-to-one by numbers and types with the Align All Forces button here. Click on Launch to begin. Victory or defeat is reached when either an opposing fleet is destroyed sufficiently to prevent them from being able to defend their territory, or sufficient territory is conquered. You can set up conflicts that require long engagements over numerous sectors, or shorter engagements that might be over after just a battle or two, depending on the parameters you select. You can also scale the difficulty level with the various settings for fleet size, ship types, conquest rate, initial control level, and reinforcement support. Multiplayer lets you connect with other players for cooperative and PvP scenarios. The host manages the game both for network traffic and starting a battle. Simply click on Host to start a session. Other players will need to connect to the host to join. The host can then select the gameplay mode, environment, AI ships, time limit, kill limit, starting distance, and update rate. The campaign can be played together or custom missions sent from the host to other players. The host can also assign ships to each team by clicking on them in the list on the right here. Once a scenario has been selected, the host clicks on Launch here to begin. Much like campaign missions, a briefing is displayed either showing the mission's details or other information about the selected scenario. Again, the host clicks on Launch to start the battle. The host can end a battle by pressing and holding the escape key. The mission editor allows you to create your own battle scenarios, and you can create them individually or link them together to form campaigns, including integrating them into the custom campaign mode. A separate video is available that covers using the editor in detail, link provided in the description. The Pilot Manager is where you can create, delete, rename, reset, or load pilot profiles. You can manage up to 100 separate pilot profiles for the game. The Options menu will let you configure the game to optimize various settings for your system and control preferences. I'll review just a few options here. The instructions for the game provide details on each of the settings. In the Audio Other menu, you can change the difficulty level here, which determines how effective AI ships will be. The Damage Indication Modes option here lets you select how you want damage levels to be displayed on both the target indicator and the squadron profile list. Average is the default setting and will display the overall damage a ship has sustained, but it won't necessarily indicate the most critical damage level by section. This means that a ship might indicate something like 50% overall damage and yet still be destroyed because one of its core front or hull sections reached a critical level of damage. Reviewing the specific damage profile of a targeted ship will be necessary to distinguish its most critical level of damage among its sections. The lowest hull setting will display the lowest damage level, percentage-wise, on a ship's core hull section. This can result in a ship appearing to not take any damage when hitting it with weapon fire if the impact points are on a hull section that is higher than its lowest hull section. It's helpful to be aware of how these damage display systems work and what information can be displayed or omitted depending on the selected setting. In the Control Settings menu, you can select the Flight Control Mode and Reticle Aiming Mode. These two settings can be linked together or operated separately, depending on player preference. With the joystick controller flight control mode, the reticle can be aligned with flight control input so that it moves with the level of input applied. Likewise, with any of the mouse flight control modes, the reticle can be used as a pointer to both change the direction of the ship as well as aim weapons. And the reticle mouse rate setting here can be adjusted to increase or decrease the rate of response the reticle has to mouse input, allowing you to adapt the reticle movement with any unique flight response characteristics of the ship being flown, and/or for personal preference. If you use the mouse for flight control with or without linked reticle control, you may want to bind mouse buttons 4 and 5 to front and rear shield control for more accessible defense options. If two players are using the same computer, flight control can be separated from reticle aiming between two different modes so that one player can fly the ship while the other aims weapons. For keyboard reticle control, keys can be mapped in the Keys Buttons menu. I'll demonstrate how common modes can work together to both fly the ship as well as aim weapons simultaneously. You can see with the joystick mode, as I apply input, the reticle moves in the direction I'm applying input. I can fly the ship and effectively aim weapons simultaneously. As I bring a target closer to the middle of the gun sight and control input is centered, the aiming reticle automatically moves toward the middle as well. This way, I can focus on aiming weapons as needed, with the ship responding for flight control in the same directions. Such controls can also be reversed if desired. With mouse flight, I can focus on pointing the reticle at a target and have the ship naturally follow the same directional course to align with the target. That covers menu selections along with basic flight and weapon aiming options. Visit the official website for more information about the game and review the included instructions for additional details.